take a look.
Routine police patrols typically are all about keeping a check on criminal activity at night until paranormal activity also gets dragged within. So let's take a look at some of the craziest paranormal encounters that were caught on camera. In 2017, a security guard reported hearing a strange noise before moving his torch toward the front of the building and witnessing a figure wearing a black cloak. The figure stood in the window, its eyes glowing as it silently watched him, then slowly retreated and was never seen again. Paranormal researchers believe it could be the spirit of someone who met with an incident there and is now bound to the location. Some believe it's caught in a loop from the moment of its passing, warning anyone who dares to come near the building. This woman called the police after encountering paranormal activities in her home, and when an officer took her statement and was about to leave, she suddenly ran toward him in fear. His body cam captured a dark, misty entity emerging from the floor before vanishing. While the figure appeared, the woman could be heard saying, "I don't know what it is," which may mean it was only visible to her at that moment. Many believe it was a shadow demon, often known to appear as dark mist, possibly tied to the house for centuries.
I'm the voice of Pocahontas.
Really?
Churches are often depicted as a holy place, but in 2010, a man was exploring an abandoned church when he encountered what he described as a witch's remains. As he walked down the hallway, a door opened by itself, and behind it stood a face.
And we'll take a look.
Sunken eyes, a wide jawline, and an open mouth shaped like a grin. Locals have avoided the church for decades due to an old myth tied to the building, but this looked like the hosted dark rituals and practices kept hidden for years. A police officer stopped a speeding vehicle in 2019 and asked the woman for her license and registration. Just as the officer went to his car to confirm the identification, the woman disappeared in the blink of an eye, leaving behind her car, license, and registration. The license was real and the records matched, but no such person could be found. It looked like the woman might have been a spirit reliving her final moments, or could someone be playing a trick? While setting up camp, a group of friends witnessed a hairy creature watching them from a distance.
Who's that?
Staying hidden. Reported in 2009, the figure was unnaturally larger than an average human and stood completely still, never making a sound or a move, just staring at the ground. The only proof they had was the footage they captured, and they believe it might have been waiting for the right moment to approach, possibly while they were asleep. The forest already has a history of tourists going missing, and they think this entity might be the reason.
Who's that?
In 2018, a rookie officer assigned to lock the gates at Poly Lookout saw a white figure in the distance.
Accidents, because, you know, they drive past this white figure.
As she approached and rolled down her window to check on the woman, she suddenly felt something strange inside her patrol car and was shocked to see the same woman now sitting in the back seat. The officer followed her grandmother's spiritual advice and stayed calm. The entity disappeared, implying it might react to energy or emotion. It was believed to be a restless spirit from the 1795 battle at Poly Lookout. Two officers patrolling a graveyard in 2020 heard a scream that froze them in place before they ran off in fear. The scream was caught on their dash cam, making it one of the few encounters with audio proof. As they searched the area with flashlights, they found no one around. And just before the scream, they felt a sudden drop in temperature. The supernatural experts who reviewed the footage believe the sound might be a replay of a reaction from someone who once passed away under unknown circumstances. This young boy was cleaning the room at the back of his house when he encountered a malevolent being watching him from the window.
You see this right here? You see this, right?
This footage from 2013 shows several family members also witnessing the figure, proving it wasn't just in the boy's head. The skull-like face with wide, unblinking eyes stared at him for a few seconds before vanishing without a trace. It was one of those strange beings known for simply watching and disappearing, leaving behind a heavy silence that no one in the house could explain.
Don't move, don't say anything.
Many spirit trackers believe that spirits often relive their past moments, and one such encounter was captured in 2012 when exercise equipment in a park started moving on its own. Police officers who arrived at the scene were stunned, and their reaction was captured on camera. It was possibly linked to someone who used the equipment in the past, but some believe the movement could have been caused by an angry or mischievous spirit, because the equipment moved in ways that couldn't be explained by natural forces like wind or vibrations. During busy public hours, a mall in Miami became the site of an interdimensional presence when a portal appeared out of nowhere. CCTV footage from 2024 shows a bright light that began to rotate, forming a glowing portal-like circle. The portal then disappeared as quickly as it appeared, and the mall employees and customers were reportedly disturbed by the event, but no one entered or exited through the portal. Experts said it could be a tear in the fabric of space-time, allowing access to another dimension or a parallel universe. In 2024, rumors of shadow aliens went viral when a video showed 8 to 10 foot tall shadowy figures
It involves talk of alien sightings at base
standing near the mall entrance. The figures were reportedly seen near the entrance of Bayside Marketplace in Miami, a busy and popular location, making the sighting especially unusual for such a well-trafficked area. These tall, shadow-like figures could be from another dimension, briefly appearing in our world, or they might be extraterrestrial beings, unintentionally or quietly showing up in a crowded public place. In this footage, a state trooper can be seen moving his light at a parked car when a mysterious light appears. And seconds later, the trooper is gone. Reported in 2015, the officer's dash cam captured the entire event, and after the disappearance, the car quietly drove away. No signs of struggle or sound were found at the scene. It was as if the trooper simply vanished or was taken somewhere else. But where? After a burglary was reported, police officers arrived at the scene only to witness what they described as a black shape-shifting entity. The creature is crawling inside the building as officers assess the situation. The entity reportedly changed form, appearing as a shadow at times and then as a bipedal animal, disturbingly moving on all fours. Equipment used during the investigation detected unusual electromagnetic spikes throughout the building. Some locals believe it may be a supernatural pet connected to dark rituals that once took place there. This possessed woman was reported at a small village in Poland in 2024, and when police arrived and moved their torch, the woman started screaming in an eerie, deep, and guttural voice that didn't sound like her own. She climbed to the upper area of the barn and ignored her family's pleas to come down, continuing to scream. While many spirit detectives called it a classic case of a spirit overtaking the body during a vulnerable moment, it was clear that a malevolent entity was using her as a medium to express its energy. A man was exploring an abandoned town in Peshawar when he witnessed a tall, bald woman with pale skin standing still in the darkness. Reported in 2022, he described the woman as having no eyes, and moments later she sensed his presence and began moving toward him. The man shut his eyes, and when he opened them, the figure was gone. The town in Oklahoma is a real-life abandoned area known for toxic contamination, giving it a haunting, post-apocalyptic look. The figure seemed to appear to keep people away from unsafe or forgotten places. While patrolling, a police officer stumbled upon an abandoned car parked on the side of the highway. Reported in 2013, he noticed a pale hand pressed against the windshield, but when he opened the door, the car was empty.
Somebody's in the car. I swear to God, I saw somebody in the car.
There were no fingerprints, no body heat, and not even a smudge on the glass. Locals said that stretch of road had seen multiple fatal crashes where victims were trapped inside burning cars. It was thought to be the spirit of someone who passed there might be replaying their final moments over and over again.
Car. I swear to God, I saw somebody in the car.
In 2023, a group traveling through a forest came across an old woman performing a ritual. Despite her warnings to stay away, they lingered, and moments later, a terrifying demonic entity apparently bound by the ritual broke free. The video cuts off just as the entity charges toward the group. The woman was chanting in an unknown language, believed to be a mix of Latin and something older. Occult researchers who reviewed the footage later said it could be a regional spirit tied to the land, and the group's interference may have triggered its violent reaction. While working late, a man was disturbed when he heard someone knocking on his door. And when he got there, he saw two hands hitting the glass as if trying to get his attention. He turned the light on and opened the door, but no one was there. When he went back inside, the same hands appeared again, knocking just as before, and they were clearly visible on the glass. Paranormal investigators said some spirits use moments like this to make contact or draw energy from intense emotions.
What are you? Stop!
The Menasha Police Department received a call in 2016 about two clowns seen chasing cars on a highway at night. When officers responded, the clowns did not resist and surrendered calmly. What made the incident strange was that no identification was found on them. Their eyes were reportedly completely black, and they didn't speak a single word even during questioning. They seemed to be a part of a secret cult or group and were trying to send a warning about something dark tied to that stretch of highway. Working in an abandoned underground tunnel, a crew member described seeing a pale-skinned creature emerge from the shadows. The creature began crawling toward him, forcing the man to flee. But even as he escaped, it appeared again and again, as if it was locked onto his presence. Witnesses who later saw the footage compared the figure to the Rake, a legendary creature said to live in hidden places. According to stories, the Rake tracks people over time, often appearing at night and feeding on their emotional fear. A man was exploring an isolated building when he came across a figure he believed was the spirit of a woman. This footage from 2016 shows the figure first appearing in white, which many link to mourning or unrest. When it showed up again, it had changed into a black, shadow-like form. It didn't make a sound, no footsteps and no voice, just silent movements. What made it even stranger was that the figure appeared more than once, almost like it was reacting to the man's presence in a way most people wouldn't notice. This CCTV footage from a toy store shows a teddy bear doll suddenly start to move as if it came alive. The doll stood up and looked at the camera like it knew it was being watched. The movement was smooth, with no one nearby, and later, staff found the same doll placed on a different shelf. But no one had touched it. It had been returned several times by customers who said it gave them nightmares. Some think a curse might be behind it, placed either by incident or through something much darker. In 2024, a CCTV camera installed in a cemetery captured a demonic entity sitting on a grave. The nighttime footage only picked up its dark form, with long, curved horns and a hunched posture, like something heavy was pulling it down. Its body looked partly transparent but had a solid black center, with a tail that moved on its own. The grave it sat on belonged to a man rumored to have practiced occult rituals while alive. Some believe the creature's appearance may be connected to whatever was done during that time. The upcoming video showed a strange entity in a graveyard that appeared behind a tree. It was tall and thin, hunched like it was used to crawling on all fours. The darkness made it hard to get a clear look, but when the footage went viral, it was identified as a crowfisher. This little-known supernatural entity is tied to various folk traditions, often seen as a harbinger of misfortune or a soul collector that moves between realms. Just before the sighting, witnesses claimed a group of crows suddenly flew away from the graveyard and vanished into the night. During a night out at a spot, these boys witnessed a strange creature that emerged from the sewer. This clip showed the creature coming out of a sewer opening, even though the area was securely closed with an iron rod fence. It emerged effortlessly, as if the barrier didn't exist. Described as fast and eerie, the creature disappeared quickly when the boys ran off. Its movements were unnatural and disjointed. It looked like it could be an unknown cryptid, like the Rake, said to live in dark, isolated places and only appear occasionally. This footage is believed to be from a secret ritual where a woman standing among others starts to transform into something non-human. Her eyes turned pitch black, often seen in cases of possession or when someone loses their sense of self. The change started subtly, her breathing slowed, her skin grew pale, and then it escalated quickly. The woman was never identified, and the original uploader removed the footage days after it went viral. This wasn't something caught by chance, but a recording meant to be seen. It was 2021, and a solo traveler saw a mysterious lady in a white dress during his exploration of an abandoned site. The lady seemed to notice him and began waving her hands, with a strange light glowing behind her. When the man reacted and ran in fear, she started crawling toward him at an unnatural speed. While running, he claimed to hear unintelligible sounds in his ears, even though she never spoke a word. This was something he had never seen before. During nighttime, a watchman from a hospital claims to have heard strange screaming that echoes in the hallway. Despite the loud, clear sound, no one was ever found in the hallway or nearby rooms. The screaming always happened around 3:15 a.m., commonly referred to in folklore as the Devil's Hour. Nurses and patients from earlier years have also reported hearing cries and footsteps, especially on that same floor. Paranormal researchers believe the area may be affected by past events, and that emotional energy is somehow slipping through from a place we don't fully understand. La Taco Dai, with high heels who haunts the countryside, and one was reported in 2014. She was seen walking alone on the street, the sound of her heels echoing in the night. When she sensed someone nearby, she vanished only to appear again right in front of the woman who saw her, causing her to scream in fear. Witnesses say she reappears in different spots and never leaves tracks behind. It was a horrific moment for the woman. This woman was recording her children when one of them came toward her saying, "It's coming."
What is it?
Someone tell me!
And then she witnessed a tall, pale-skinned figure. It was wearing a black hooded cloak and looked into her apartment from the glass window before walking away. The building was secure, making it hard to explain how the figure got that close without anyone noticing. It looked like a shadow being that managed to appear in a more physical form, possibly showing up when someone in the home is close to a spiritual change or awakening.
What are you talking about?
Trail camera captured a large, muscular, hairy creature that appeared to be running from something or someone. The creature was described by experts as Bigfoot, a legendary figure known for staying out of sight. The footage showed it glancing back, as if it felt threatened or chased. While some believe it may have been a genetically altered creature that escaped from a secret facility, others think it was being hunted by something stronger, possibly not from this world, but no signs of a pursuer were seen in the footage. While driving at the famed Civil War battle site in Gettysburg, a driver reported seeing a misty figure walking across the road. Footage from 2023 shows him slowing his car when he spotted the figure, which never appeared again, even though he stopped for a while. The figure was described as misty and transparent, appearing human in shape, but lacking clear body details. Some believe the emotional weight of Gettysburg may have formed a physical shape from spiritual energy, and the figure might be the energy of a soldier reliving a moment from the past. This footage has an unknown origin, and it shows a pale-skinned figure walking out of the water and crawling onto land. Uploaded in 2015, it appears to have a reptile-like body, but with humanoid traits, and many believe it might have emerged from an underwater secret base. The figure comes out of the water slowly, moving with deliberate yet unnatural coordination, and no individual or group has claimed the footage. Some viewers believe the creature could be tied to something ancient, possibly awakened after centuries to respond to damage being done to the natural world. In 2003, numerous hikers were reported missing until this footage surfaced years later, showing a man being chased by strange individuals. After he fell to the ground, the video later shows him tied to a tree with two people standing near him. The figures are dressed in unusual clothing, and their faces are obscured, making it hard to identify them. Their actions appear ritualistic, and many believe the individuals could be part of a secret group that carries out dark rituals in the forest, including human sacrifice. A man was walking home when he encountered a mysterious lady in white in a remote area that appeared to be crawling toward him.
Allahu Akbar.
Footage from 2014 shows the man running away in fear, and the figure doesn't appear to stop. She seemed to be wearing a tattered white dress, often reported in sightings connected to demise. Her movements were unnatural, arms stretched out, knees bent in sharp angles, and her crawling grew faster once the man began to run. The way she moved and followed him matches reports of aggressive entities said to roam isolated areas.
Allah, 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 Allah.
Next is this biker who was recording the landscape when his camera captured a pale-skinned woman alone on the floor. She was wearing a white dress with messy hair, standing still and looking away, and the biker believed it could be a Kuntilanak from Indonesian folklore. No one else was found in the area before or after the sighting, and the biker felt uneasy and cold moments after passing her. Locals believe spirits like Kuntilanak appear more clearly when noticed, which might explain why the woman was fully visible in the footage. During a camping night, one man heard a strange noise, so he went outside only to witness a tall, white-skinned figure standing near his tent. Reported in 2018, the figure didn't react upon being seen and stood still. It had no visible signs of being human, just pale skin, and many believe the encounter shares traits with skinwalker legends, beings known to appear at night and target people who are alone. It might have been waiting for the right moment to move in on the campers, possibly stuck in a form between human and beast. In 2021, a solo camper stumbled upon a demonic-like entity that was sitting on a tree alone in the remote forest. The black-skinned figure had long hair and wore a black dress. It locked eyes with the camper but didn't react to his presence. Due to its otherworldly appearance, paranormal researchers had different opinions, with many saying it could be a sentinel for a dark forest deity that doesn't allow anyone to leave, or a collector of lost spirits that draws people in and traps them forever. This footage captures what appears to be an evil being watching the man while hiding behind the trees. Reported in 2009, the solo traveler who encountered this said he felt like someone was following him during his trip until he saw the being. It didn't run or hide when noticed, but instead it stood still and locked eyes with him, which isn't normal for animals or people in the wild. No footprints, broken branches, or trails were found near the spot, and some believe it might be a guardian spirit tied to a sacred part of the forest. The police received a noise complaint and sent a unit to the scene, and when they arrived, an old lady appeared outside the house.
Residents.
You'd think better than to do that to me, wouldn't you?
The neighbor who called reported that the woman living there seemed possessed, with an appearance that suggested she might not be human but a witch. Her skin was unnaturally white and her teeth were yellow. As the officer asked her to step outside for an investigation,
I'm gonna need you to step out so we can check the residence.
Her unsettling appearance raised immediate concerns. No explanation for her condition was found, and the incident remains unresolved.
So we can check the residence.
You'd think better than to do that to me.
A woman was recording her husband as he stood on a stool to change a light bulb when a pale, unfamiliar face emerged from the wall. Footage from 2013 shows the man making direct eye contact with it before instantly falling back in shock. No one else was in the room, and the face didn't move, speak, or disappear right away. It simply stared, almost like it was observing him. The wall where it appeared had no visible openings, mirrors, or screens. Some believe it could be a creature trapped between realms, caught in a brief moment of crossing over. In 2014, a trail camera captured a large black hairy beast that appeared in the frame before walking away. When the footage surfaced online, many mistook it for the legendary Bigfoot, but this creature looked much bulkier than any known ape. It stood over 9 feet tall, far larger than any local wildlife. The body was covered in thick black fur, and it moved upright with strange, smooth motions. Some believe it could be a human deeply connected to ancient nature rituals, taking on a beastly form under certain conditions in the forest. This footage captures a tall, white-skinned woman standing on top of an under-construction house as locals gather below. Recorded in 2014, the woman appeared to have dark, hollow eyes and didn't speak or move. She just stood silently, watching from above while the villagers remained frozen in disbelief. No one recognized her, and there was no clear way she could have climbed the unfinished structure. Her stillness and strange appearance left many uneasy, especially since she disappeared shortly after without a trace and was never seen again. After the unexplained casualties of pet animals, locals from the village decided to guard the area at night until they witnessed a small cryptid-like being. Reported in 2023, it was hiding in the woods and, upon being seen, calmly stepped back and disappeared into the darkness. Its physical trails matched the description of the rake, but it looked more humanoid, like someone overtaken by a dark force. Supernatural experts who reviewed the footage believe it may have once been human, transformed through possession, a curse, or long exposure to something evil. The group was exploring an abandoned house when one of them heard someone approaching and saw a creature entering through the window. Footage from 2017 shows a pale-skinned figure with black hollow eyes and long fingernails. As it stepped inside, the group screamed and fled in fear. Witnesses said the air grew noticeably colder just before it appeared. The creature moved silently without damaging the window or anything around it. Some believe it might be a being connected to the natural world, drawn in after the house was left empty for years. Open discussion. In 2018, a family's car broke down on an isolated road when a mysterious dark figure emerged from the woods and stood still near the car's window. At first, they thought it was a feral girl living in isolation, but they are usually aggressive when they see humans. She had unnaturally black skin and glowing reddish eyes staring into the car. It seemed that she might actually be a demon, using her appearance to lower the family's guard. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again,